My name is Christine Zaccardi, and I'm the media coordinator at Fox Road Elementary School in Raleigh.
My name is Sarah Mills, and I'm the Spanish teacher at Fox Road Elementary.
And I'm Martha Hayes, and I'm the magnet coordinator at Fox Road Elementary.
After taking part in the Project Ready workshop, this presentation describes the unit of study we collaboratively planned to amplify student voice and engage them in their unit of inquiry.
We all teach at Fox Road Magnet Elementary, which is an authorized IB World School. Our mission in an IB school is to develop internationally minded thinkers who want to make a difference in the world. Each grade level in our school develops 6 units of inquiry based on transdisciplinary themes. Each of these units integrates multiple subjects and explores a big idea. We're a very diverse school with over 83% of our students receiving free and reduced lunch, and over half of our students speak a language other than English in their home.
When we began planning our unit, we started to look into the second grade unit of inquiries. The unit we selected had a central idea of individuals have responsibilities in society. We began to ask ourselves some questions about how we can infuse equity into this unit. Students are inquiring into what government services are and how they work, as well as their responsibilities as citizens. We had the idea to have students examine equity in services provided by our community, specifically in parks and playground areas. We focused on the equity goals of developing multiple perspectives and developing social action skills.
After taking a look at this unit of inquiry, we began brainstorming guiding questions that connected to the unit. We came up with questions: what are government services? What would you find in a community? Who is responsible for these services? And what can we do if we want to make change?
The planning stage was really fun. We invited the entire second grade into the Media Center to plan their communities. Working in collaborative groups, they determined what government services would be in their neighborhood. Each group's community was unique. Some focused on healthcare, planning for hospitals, while others were concerned with security and made sure to have traffic lights, stop signs, and speed bumps. There were parks, farmers markets, and grocery stores.
Then students got to build. Using their plans as a blueprint, students were able to build their communities three-dimensionally. We used Fab Maker's studio and a silhouette machine to create prefabricated buildings. Students were then able to create all facets of their communities, including swimming pools, assisted living facilities, pumpkin patches, parks, libraries, roads, and McDonald's.
After building the communities, we wanted students to research our city's parks and playgrounds. Specifically, we wanted them to notice where parks and playgrounds are located and what amenities they offer. We asked them to list the features and amenities that are available at various parks. We were hoping that they would notice that some parks offer more amenities, like shade structures, equipment for children with disabilities, and more updated equipment than others.
Field trip time. We compiled the features that they found at parks in Raleigh into one list and created a checklist for students to take outside. The students then surveyed our park and looked for features found elsewhere and noted what was missing from ours.
Students took their lists outside to the recreational areas behind the school and identified what was available at Fox Road.
Here's a few photos of our students collaborating with their peers to see what's available at our school playground.
It was interesting to see students' observations. Some of them noticed the lack of flowers seen in other parks, while others were looking more closely at our equipment, noting the rust, and thinking about the amount of kids outside at one time trying to share a small amount of playground equipment.
One of the questions that came up was who is in charge of our park. As the kids investigated, they found this sign. The sign next to the playground area indicates that Wake County is the designated overseer of the park. When we called the number, we ended up having great difficulty determining who was actually in charge of maintenance over the park.
After building a model community and researching parks in our city and examining our own school playground, the students had a discussion about possible amenities we could add to our playground. Students brainstormed ideas. Their ideas, of course, ranged from quite feasible, like swing sets, to dream scenarios, like swimming pools. They narrowed their list by considering the size of our space, safety concerns, and the likelihood that the city would approve the idea. Once the list was narrowed down, we voted. The winning choices were a tire swing, merry-go-round, and a swing set.
Ultimately, the students decided they wanted to write letters. We discussed the importance of focusing their voice with one message. If everyone was asking for something different, it would be far less effective than if we were all cohesive in our request. Our next obstacle was determining where our letters should be sent. We decided that to begin, we would leave the greeting blank so students could begin drafting their letters. In the meantime, we were working behind the scenes, contacting the Parks Department, Wake County Public Schools, and anyone that would listen to us in the hopes of finding where to direct our request.
Here are a few letters from our students. The first one is from Amy. My name is Amy. I am in the second grade at Foxwood Elementary School. We voted and researched for a merry-go-round. So we will really appreciate a merry-go-round. Why? Because a lot of kids can play on it and get exercise. We can work together to play on it. We need more playground equipment because it is crowded when there are 63 second graders playing.
Here's another letter from Elijah. My name is Elijah. I am in second grade. I go to Fox Road Elementary School. We have been thinking about getting a merry-go-round, not the fair, the ones that are at a school. We have thought about putting it in our field or on the playground too. And the teachers helped us vote for the safest choice. Thank you for reading this. From Elijah and my class too.
Jorge's letter was pretty short and sweet. My name is Jorge. I'm 7 years old. I'm in second grade. I want some swings, please, because they're fun. We can get fresh air for our community. Our stuff is pretty rusty. From Jorge.
And our last letter from Vanessa leads to the discovery we were hoping our students would come to. My name is Vanessa. I am in second grade. My teacher is Miss Clancy. I am 7 years old. We would like to have a swing in our playground. We would like to have it because sometimes it is hot and there's no way to cool off. There are a lot of houses close to our school and the parks are far away. If we had swings, people in the community could use them too. Thank you for reading this note.
One of our biggest takeaways was that students were much more engaged in this project than in years past. They not only felt like they had a voice, but the project focused on an issue that directly affected them. It wasn't an abstract place that they read about in a book. We realized the power this unit had for them and for us as a school community, and we began thinking of how we could apply this to other students and in other grade levels.
If you are thinking about incorporating equity standards into your own classroom, some questions to start with are, who are your students? What do they value? And how can you bring these aspects into the classroom? Some of the ideas that we've had in our reflections are working with fourth grade unit of nutrition, looking at concepts of food deserts, and do they exist in Raleigh, and if they do, where they are. It is important when looking at any negative data or negative examples to empower students with the opportunity to correct it, how to take appropriate action, who they can contact, and how they can make their voice heard in a collective manner to enact change. Feel free to look at the Padlet that is linked here and add any ideas that you have, as this is a live document, and you can see even more ideas and reflections that we have had and other people who have seen this presentation have had.